Hi and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is June 5th and we're on page 17 of the magazine. The article today is called Color Me Living Coral.
我们的中文标题是2019代表色活珊瑚橘展活力。
The title today is Color Me Living Coral, which is kind of cool because living coral is a color, and that color is more or less pink, and we have an expression, color me pink. And if you're pink, if you're in the pink, it means you're healthy and content. So color me pink means call me happy, call me healthy. Why?
Yeah, 就是我很快乐啊，那这时候你就可以你可以叫我快乐，你可以称我为快乐。Color me 其实就是 call me 的意思，那后面常常会接一个补语。
Apparently this comes from the 14th century. You can color me surprised, color me confused.
所以这个 color me surprised 就是我是蛮惊讶的，你可以说我是在惊讶的状况之下，或者是 color me confused 啊，就是我现在呢有点搞糊涂了的意思。
So color me living coral. Let's find out what living coral is all about. This is the year of living coral. No, there's not a resurgence of life in the Great Barrier Reef. Living coral is the color for 2019, at least according to Pantone. Initially a printing company, Pantone standardized color in the 1960s so that companies and designers could ensure the shading on their products would be exact. For instance, instead of just telling the manufacturer to print a green cup holder, Starbucks can specify that the exact kind of green it wants is Pantone 3425C. The company is even able to determine how colors will be affected when they are printed on different materials, such as paper and cotton fabric. Since 2000, the Pantone Color Institute has annually selected a singular hue meant to encapsulate the year. In 2016, however, two colors were chosen as the representative shades of the year. Pantone makes it clear that their color selection isn't a prediction of what will be popular in the coming year. Rather, it serves as a zeitgeist, or a reflection of the times. The selection committee factors in what is trending in fashion and the arts, the mood of the moment, and what is happening in areas such as sports and technology. The choice of this year's animating and life-affirming coral hue with a golden undertone was heavily influenced by nature, according to Leatrice Eisenman, the executive director of the Color Institute. Not only is there worldwide concern for the environment, but people are also striving to bring natural elements into their technology-driven lives. Eisenman also noted that people are craving human interaction and social connection after several turbulent years. Perhaps a splash of living coral in our lives will offer us that nurturing feeling we desire. Wow, there's a lot to unpack in this article. But let's go with the initial theme, living coral. Let's start with the first sentence. This is the year of living coral. Literally, it's the year of living coral because Pantone Color Institute has declared that this year's color is living coral.
OK, 好，那这句子一开始，第一句很短，他说 This is the year of living coral。那 living coral 它是这个活珊瑚橘，它是一种颜色，所以他说今年呢是活珊瑚年。那当然这个地方这 living coral 它用 quotation marks 放在里面，这个可能是指活珊瑚，但是也可能是指活珊瑚橘。
And then the next sentence says, no, there's not a resurgence of life in the Great Barrier Reef. So what this is referring to is that the Great Barrier Reef is having problems with coral die-offs, which is bad news for the globe in general and for all the plants and animals that live on the Great Barrier Reef in particular. And so it's kind of a depressing way to begin the article because she's like, we're talking about living coral, but not the actual real living coral on the Great Barrier Reef. We're talking about a color.
那所以前面它这个地方这个 living coral 它把它放成 quotation marks 里面呢，是因为 living coral 一般人看到它会觉得它是个颜色，但在这里它是玩双关语，它既是指那个颜色，因为那是这一篇文章的主题，那它也指活着的珊瑚那所以你如果不知道 living coral 是颜色的话，你看到活着的珊瑚，你可能想到说所以现在有一些活着的珊瑚 啊，因为 living 可以表示活着的，那所以他第二句马上跟你说，哦，没有 ，there's not a resurgence of life。好 ，resurgence 就这个，就是重新的复苏 ，revival 啊，那就是再度的这个非常的繁荣，再度的涌出啊 ，surge，S-U-R-G-E 这个字本来就是 rise rapidly 啊，常常是 rise rapidly and move 那种感觉啊，所以 resurgence 就是突然之间大量的啊，这个生命呢又重新大量的再生，所以他说啊，没有，我这里讲的不是说那个大堡礁哈 ，the Great Barrier Reef 啊，这个是大堡礁啊，我讲的不是大堡礁那个地方突然之间很多珊瑚再生的啊，所以他在玩文字游戏。
It's like, nope, the Great Barrier Reef is still dying.
那这个地方其实 Angela 已经提了几次，就是这个地方它的这个文章的开头呢，有一点点灰暗啊，因为他一开始先跟你说啊，这是个 Living Coral 的这个活珊瑚年，那下一句马上告诉你说啊，没有什么很多珊瑚在复活啊，或者是又重新获得生命，或者是欣欣向荣都没有啊，所以你马上就觉得有点 depressed 那种感觉啊。
But living coral is the color for 2019, at least according to Pantone. So even though things are still not great, as symbolized by the Great Barrier Reef, however, we can use color to help ourselves try to be optimistic.
好，所以他跟你讲说，我这里谈的不是真的珊瑚啊，我谈的是这个颜色，所以他说living coral is the color for 2019啊，这是2019的年度颜色啊。那接下来逗点告诉你说 at least 至少啊 according to 根据彩通来讲，那是2019的年度颜色啊。这个地方呢 at least 其实可以不用加，但加了之后呢，会让人家觉得这个作者态度更加的保留。他如果直接说living coral is the color for 2019啊 comma according to Pantone 啊，那这样的话文法已经可以了啊。那就是说根据他们说的2019年度颜色是这样，这已经有一点点这个保留了，但是他再加一个 at least， 那保留更多，所以他说至少他们是这么说的，言下之意就别人可能不这么认为。
Initially a printing company, Pantone standardized color in the 1960s so that companies and designers could ensure the shading on their products would be exact. So they're a printing company originally. There's somebody who was responsible for making magazines, for printing advertisements, anything that required color on paper, they were sort of experts at it. And since they were experts at it, they came across a constant problem of that a designer would be like, I need green or whatever. And then it would end up being different than they expected. Or different designers didn't understand that different kinds of paper means that different colors would show up depending on if your paper is glossy or matte or whatever. And so they were tired of this kind of problem. And so they decided to make a standardized color product so that everybody could be very, very clear on exactly what color they wanted. So that way, companies and designers could make sure that the shading on their products, the colors and how they would look would be exactly what they wanted.
好，所以呢，这个 Angela 老师刚刚解释，其实我们等一下也都会谈到，不过 Angela 老师先把它总合起来了哈。那就是说，这个Pantone 他们本来只是个这个印刷公司，所以他这个句子说 initially 就是 at the beginning， 它是个 a printing company， 这是一个分词构句啊 initially a printing company， comma 啊，然后呢 Pantone 他们 standardized 他们标准化了颜色啊，是在1960年代把颜色标准化了啊 ，so that 目的是companies and designers 公司还有设计师呢可以 ensure 可以 make certain of 可以 make sure 啊，说他们的这个 the shading on their products shading 在这里是 a slight variation in color 啊，就是你说同样是绿色，它有很多很多的 shadings 啊，因为同样是绿，深绿、浅绿啊，还有什么更多的什么翡翠绿各种绿啊，所以这都是不同的 shading， 所以你要确认你要的这个色泽啊，是在你产品上的色泽是 exact 是很明确的。那刚刚 Angela 讲到说，例如说啊，这个设计师可能说啊，我要绿色，可是设计师可能不太确定。不同的材质上面印上同样的颜料，它反映出来的颜色会不一样，因为材质可能有光面啊，或者是有什么其他底色等等的。好，所以为了要确认那个颜色是哪一个颜色，所以他们当时把它 standardized 给你编号。
So the thing is, talking about color is a very inexact science. For instance, in English, if we want to distinguish between two kinds of yellow, we'll say lemon yellow or taxi yellow. Taxi yellow is kind of like an orange yellow, and lemon yellow is a very light lemon yellow. I really don't know how else to describe it. And so a funny thing happened way back before the internet and everyone had pictures of things to send to each other. A foreign customer called up a Taiwanese ceramics company. They'd been looking at their catalog and they said, we'd like to order 2 lamp bases. And the ceramics company's like, great, what color do you want? And they were like, we want the lemon-colored ones. So the Taiwanese company accordingly sent them the light green ones.
Oh, okay.
And then when they arrived in Europe, the customer was like, why did you send us green lamps? In what world are lemons green? And when they called up the Taiwanese company, my friend who told me the story, she was like, well, what color are your lemons? And they're like, yellow. She's like, in what world are lemons yellow?
所以这颜色的沟通这个标准化是很重要，因为之前可能彼此沟通会产生误差。像 Angel 讲说他听朋友说，曾经台湾有一家公司外销东西的时候，对方订的那个灯那个 lamp， 对方说我要这个lemon 的颜色，那结果呢，我们这边做过去的都是绿色，对方一看呢昏倒对方说哪有人这个柠檬是绿色的呢？柠檬不是黄色的吗？那就跟我们这边讲，我们这边说什么你们的柠檬是什么颜色？是黄色吗？我们这边柠檬都绿色的所以就产生这样的问题了。
So that's why Pantone wanted to do this standardized color because it solves that kind of problem. So for instance, instead of just telling the manufacturer to print a green cup holder because there's a million greens in the world, so Starbucks can in fact specify, they can make a specification, they can order a specific color. Specify is the word that you use in the industry to talk about selecting a color. They've specified it. It means that they've written down exactly what they want. And the exact kind of green that it wants is Pantone 3425C or 3425C. So in different countries, we have different ways of saying numbers. In Taiwan, people tend to make numbers individual, like 3425. But in Europe and America, we tend to put numbers together in pairs because it makes it easier. So if you see like a hotel room, you'll be like, oh, you're in 1102, not 1102. So we might say 3425.
好，所以像3425我们中文在台湾我们都是念3425，但在英文呢，他常常喜欢把它变成两个这样念会比较好念所以他念成3425。好，那这个句子他讲到说举个例子，例如说他不会告诉这个制造商说我们要印一个绿色的这个 cup holder， 就是一个杯架或者一个杯套那这个如果说 Starbucks 他要印这样的杯套的话，他不会跟制造商说我们要绿色的，而是他们会这个 specify 就是 identify clearly and definitely 就很明确的说出 the exact kind of green it wants， 他会说出他要的那个绿色到底是什么样的绿色他会说我们要的绿色是什么呢？是the exact kind of green it wants is 是这个 Pantone 3425C 那这样的话就不会搞错，大家都知道他要的绿色是哪一个绿色。
The company is even able to determine how colors will be affected when they are printed on different materials, such as paper and cotton fabric. It's basically how absorbent is the material. High gloss paper is not very absorbent, so the color will be naturally brighter. Also, the gloss will make it brighter. But cotton is a very absorbent material, and so anything you print on cotton will suck up a lot more ink and still be a much duller color than if you printed it on paper.
好，所以呢，不同的材料，当然它印出来颜色会有点差别，因为不同的材料它有不同的这个吸水性所以它是不是很会吸那个染料等等 absorbent。好，那我们看到这个地方，他说他说公司呢，甚至就是这个彩通公司，它甚至于可以决定一下，它可以告诉你说颜色会怎么样被影响会受到什么样的影响 ，how colors will be affected， 颜色会受到什么样的影响当他们被印在不同的 materials 不同的材质上面所以例如说印在纸上，跟印在这个 cotton fabric， 跟印在这个棉布的这个材质上面都会不一样，颜色会改变。
So since 2000, the Pantone Color Institute has annually selected a singular hue meant to encapsulate the year. Wow, so many big words. Singular means just one, but a special one. A hue is another word for color. And encapsulate means to sum up or to enclose, depending on your context.
好，所以呢，刚刚讲这3个字，好，这个首先你这个 singular 这个字呢，它就是 single 的意思啊，它就是 one， 但是通常是蛮特别的一个 one。那 hue 呢，就是一个 color 哈，或者是 a shade of color。那 encapsulate 这个字是概括的意思，概括的意思啊 ，to put in a short or concise form。啊，把它好像放在胶囊里面那种感觉啊，所以这个句子他说从2000年开始呢，彩通公司啊，这一个 institute， 他们是一个机构嘛啊，他每一年 annually 每一年都会 selected 会选择一个单一的颜色，那这个颜色可以怎么样 meant to， 它的目的是要 meant to 啊，它要能够概括这一年的各种特性，或者概括这一年的一些趋势等等的，他会选一个年度的颜色。
In 2016, however, 2 colors were chosen as the representative shades of the year. I guess they couldn't make a decision.
没错哈，2016年的时候呢，他们不过每年都一个嘛，不过2016年啊，却选了2个颜色作为这个 representative shades 啊，作为具有代表性的颜色 of the year。representative 就是具有代表性的，在这里是形容词。
Pantone makes it clear that their color selection isn't a prediction of what will be popular in the coming year. So they're not saying, okay, people are only going to like coral-colored things in 2019. That's not what they're saying.
好，那这个 Pantone 他们 makes it clear that 那个 it 就是指后面的那个 that 子句啊，所以 Pantone 讲得很清楚，说他们的 color selection， 他们的颜色的选择呢，isn't 并不是一个 prediction， a prediction of something 啊 prediction pre 是 before dict 是 to say 啊，所以 to say before 事先就说了，就是预测的意思啊，所以他说他们的颜色选择并不是一个预测，预测什么呢？预测 what will be popular in the coming year， 就是接下来这一年什么颜色会流行啊？他们并不是在预测，所以我选了一个年度的颜色，并不是说这个颜色在今年会流行，这个不是个预测。
Rather, it serves as a zeitgeist or a reflection of the times. So rather here works like instead. So instead of the one thing, it's the other thing. Some people would try to use on the other hand here, and that would not be correct. We're not comparing 2 equal things. We're saying one is one thing and one is the other thing. So instead of being a prediction, it serves as a zeitgeist. What's a zeitgeist? It literally means spirit of the times in German. And it just means the feeling of what's going on, the sort of like the atmosphere of that place or time. And here we say that it's a reflection of the times.
啊，所以这个 zeitgeist 这个是德文啊，它的意思是时代的精神啊。那事实上，这个 zeit 就是 time 的意思啊，那个 geist 就是 spirit 哈，跟 ghost 听起来有点像哈，所以呢是 the spirit of the time 啊，就这个 zeitgeist。那这句话它 rather 是 instead 的意思啊，它不是一个 prediction， 而是 it serves as 它的功能就好像是一个怎么样时代精神的表象啊，或者时代精神的一个象征啊。那它后面 or a reflection of the times， 它是 zeitgeist 的同位格啊，他怕你不知道，他就后面同位格告诉你说，你也可以这样说 zeitgeist 就是 a reflection of the times。
So the selection committee at Pantone factors in, they calculate or they look at what is trending in fashion and the arts, what people are doing with clothes and what they're doing with painting and sculpture and all the other arts. They also look at the mood of the moment, the mood that people are in society, and also what is happening in areas such as sports and technology.
好，所以呢 the selection committee 他们的选色的委员会呢 factors in， 这个 factors 在这里是动词的意思啊，那这个 to factor in 就是 to take into consideration 的意思啊，把它考虑进来。好，所以他们考虑什么东西呢？他们的考虑因素包括 what is trending in fashion and the arts. 好 ，What is trending? 好，这个 trend 在这里也是个动词。好，它的意思就是 to show a general tendency 啊，有什么样的趋势。所以 What is trending? 啊，把它用现在进行式来表示，也就是说现在的趋势是什么？那在哪方面的趋势呢？是 in fashion and the arts， 在时装界，在艺术界，现在在流行的趋势是什么啊？所以他会把这个纳入考量。同时呢，他也会纳入什么考量呢？他会考虑到 the mood of the moment， 就当时的氛围。然后他还会考虑到 what is happening in areas such as sports and technology。他会考虑说，在一些领域，例如说运动啦、科技领域，现在正发生什么样的事情？正在发生什么样的事情 ？What is happening？
The choice of this year's animating and life-affirming coral hue with a golden undertone was heavily influenced by nature, according to Leatrice Eisenman, the executive director of the Color Institute. So Leatrice Eisenman, she's the one in charge of the Color Institute, which is at Pantone, and their job is to, one of their jobs is to pick the color of the year, but I'm sure that their job is also to standardize and add new colors to the Pantone pantheon. And so she said that this year's choice was heavily influenced by nature. And so they were thinking about nature. They were thinking about things that need to go well. And so they were probably thinking about coral. And then they're saying that this coral color has an animating and life-affirming quality to it. So animating is like, if you know the term animation, it's when you turn drawings into something that looks like it's moving. That's animation. So to animate something is to bring it to life or to make it move. And life-affirming, it just literally means that you're deciding on life, but it also has a feeling of joyfulness and moving forward with like enthusiasm. So these are the qualities that they are wishing for us for this year, really. And the interesting thing is that they called it a coral hue with a golden undertone. Undertone is a great word for you to know. It literally means the color underneath. So if I wanted to make a pink color, but I wanted it to be cool, I might paint a light blue first underneath and then paint a pink over it, and that light blue will affect the quality of the pink. Or if I wanted a warm quality, I could put a golden tone on the paper first, and then I could paint a pink over that, and then it would have a warm quality because of the undertone that I've painted, the first color that I painted.
好，所以呢，这个地方啊，我们讲到说，今年的选择啊 ，the choice of this year's， 今年选的这个 animating and life-affirming coral hue 啊，那今年选的这个珊瑚礁的颜色呢是 animating。是让人很有精神、很有活力的哈。那 life affirming 它就是让你振奋精神的哈，让你感觉到振奋人心的哈。所以这样子的这个珊瑚色，那它有一个 golden， 有一个金色的底色哈 ，undertone 就是一个底色哈，或者是这基本的色调。然后呢，这个东西是 was heavily influenced， 是受到很大的影响。受什么很大的影响呢？被受到大自然很大的影响啊。那这个是他们的这个公司的执行总监所说的。
So not only is there worldwide concern for the environment, what with climate change and everything, but people are also striving or working hard towards bringing natural elements into their technology-driven lives. In the first world, we're trying to get away from technology and back into natural things.
好，所以 not only 不只是is there 就是那里不只有一个，或者是不只有一个 worldwide 就是。extending throughout the world 全世界性的全世界都有的一个 concern 就是一个担忧好 for the environment 所以不仅仅说是全世界都对环境开始产生一些担忧好 but also 而且呢人们也在 striving to 就是making great efforts to 他们想尽办法很努力的要 bring natural elements into their technology driven lives 人们想尽办法要把这个自然的一些元素 natural elements 把它 bring into 带到他们的 technology driven 就是以科技为导向不断被科技驱策的生活他们希望把自然带进这样子的生活里面。
Eisenman also noted that people are craving, they're wanting so badly to have human interaction and social connection. after several turbulent years. Turbulent means things are crazy and thrashing around.
所以他也 noted 就是他谈到那希望大家注意的意思。他谈到呢，人们也在 craving 在这里是很想要某个东西的意思所以这个就是 you feel a powerful desire for something 所以人们也很想在追求一个 human interaction 人与人之间的互动，还有 social connection， 还有这个跟社会之间的一些关联所以大家都觉得要跟社会要多有所关联，要跟人多交往这件事情是发生是怎样，在几年的 turbulent 很动荡的几年之后就是科技人性之间动荡，到最后大家觉得说这么多的社群媒体他们后来慢慢觉得说我其实比较希望有更多的 human interaction。Perhaps
a splash of living coral in our lives will offer us that nurturing feeling we desire. A splash of something is just adding a little bit to a picture.
所以 a splash of something 就是一点点的加一点点的下去，好像洒一下这样子所以也许呢，我们的生活里面洒一点加一点这个活珊瑚橘这个颜色，它可以给我们那样的一个 nurturing 就是很滋养的感觉这个 a nurturing feeling we desire 我们所想要得到的那种滋养的感觉怎么办呢？也许加一个活珊瑚橘的颜色就可以了。
We have a few questions here for you. The number one is, according to the passage, what did Pantone do in the 1960s?
根据这篇文章1960年代这个彩通公司他们做了什么事情呢？
The answer is B, created a regulated range of color shading.
好，所以他们答案应该是 B， 他们创造了一套这个标准化的色调，这个整个的体系。
Number two, what is not mentioned as a factor in deciding on color of the year?
在决定年度代表色的时候，本文没有提到什么因素呢？
The answer is A, the way colors are displayed on different fabrics. We only mentioned cotton.
答案是 A， 颜色在不同布料上呈现的方式因为我们其实只谈到这个棉的这个质料，没有说是不同布料，没有提不同布料。
Number three, what is the reason mentioned in the passage for why living coral was chosen for this year?
本文提到这个活珊瑚橘被选为今年代表色的原因是什么呢？
The answer is C, there is a global interest in the fate of the natural world.
好，答案是 C， 全球对自然界的命运感到兴趣。
And number four, what does the author suggest in the last sentence of the passage?
作者在本文最后一句话暗示了什么呢？
The answer is C, adding a bit of the coral color to our everyday life will feed our need for natural elements.
答案是 C， 加一点点活珊瑚橘到我们的日常生活当中，会满足我们对于自然元素的需求。
Okay, well that is all we have today on color, but please join us again tomorrow